This is KGW News at 11.
We are now just 2 days away from what could possibly be the largest nurses' strike in Oregon history. Thanks for joining us at 11. I'm John Adams. The impending strike will see 3,000 nurses from 6 different hospitals walk off the job. Our Sydney Dorner sat down with the nurses union to hear their side of the story.
When I spoke to the Oregon Nurses Association, they said they didn't take this decision to strike lightly, and this came after months of bargaining with Providence. Providence, meanwhile, says they are busy finding replacement workers to provide care during the strike and won't be negotiating until it's over, maintaining that their patients will receive the same level of care. More than 3,000 nurses across 6 different Providence facilities plan to strike this Tuesday. The Oregon Nurses Association gave Providence a 10-day warning, saying they are overworked, understaffed, and underpaid, expressing their desire for more affordable health care after the pandemic took so much out of them.
Their frustrations, there was a lot of that. Folks were really feeling like Providence was not hearing them. The folks at the table were not listening when they said, listen, we need to have these things.
The strike is set to last 3 days, impacting Providence, St. Vincent and Portland, Newburgh, Willamette Falls, Medford, Hood River, and Milwaukee. Whitney Evans is a charge nurse at Providence Medford. She says this strike was a last resort.
I really hope that we're able to come to a deal and get this fair and safe contract before we have to vote for another strike and do this all over again. Once should be more than enough.
Providence says their facilities will remain open during the strike, saying they're putting a pause on negotiations in order to find replacement workers.
Right now, our focus is on ensuring that our patients have access to great care, that we continue to care for our community while our nurses take care of this business.
On Friday, ONA sent a cease and desist letter to Providence, claiming they were violating safe staffing laws, which require a specific patient-to-nurse ratio. Providence says they are working to build out those plans and plan to follow the law as written. Both Providence and ONA encourage people to come in and seek care despite the strike. Now, just to be clear, Providence says all of their sites will remain open and serving patients during this strike. As for the nurses going on strike, they won't be too far from work, saying they will use this time to picket at their respective hospitals. Back to you.
All right, Sydney, thank you. Turning now to weather, taking a look from our Wells Fargo Skycam over downtown Portland. We saw a little bit of everything for the last weekend of springs, even some rain showers here in the Goose Hollow neighborhood where KGW is located. Let's bring in meteorologist Joe Ranieri, because Joe, things are going to be changing over the next couple days.
Absolutely. We will gradually see things improve, and not only improve, John, but warm up, and I should say heat up, just in time for the first day of summer, which is on Thursday. So here's what we're picking up. Just some light shower activity throughout parts of the metro area, and that's kind of what we've been seeing kind of increase here the last few hours, especially once we rolled into the afternoon hours. A little bit of some downpours and some sun breaks, a little bit of some light snow showers over the Oregon Cascades, and yeah, you saw 7 inches of new snow outside Timberline Lodge here the last 24 hours. So we'll gradually see calmer conditions heading into tomorrow. But again, some thick cloud cover will also bring in some light shower activity at times. Some of those showers will carry over into the afternoon, especially along the foothills of the mountain. But for the most part, we're going to be looking at mainly dry conditions the last couple of days of spring, and that ridge of high pressure will really start to pop heading into Wednesday, the last day of spring. And on Thursday, we could easily be seeing temperatures close to 90 degrees, not just Thursday, but into Friday as well. So a few showers to start the work week, very light amounts. The last couple of days I'm describing as lovely, and the first day of summer again is getting hot. Meanwhile, down in the southern part of the state, John, there's a freeze warning in effect. There are going to be some locations that are going to be looking at sub-freezing temperatures overnight, right around the mid to the upper 20s. That will not be us here in the metro area. I'll talk more about your detailed forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Joe, thank you. We'll see you later in the show. New tonight, the Marion County Sheriff's Office is asking for any tips that will lead them to a missing inmate. They say 27-year-old Rioberto Rodriguez Morales left the county's work release transition center without permission. That happened around 1 p.m. today. He was serving a sentence for menacing and escape. If you see him, call the Sheriff's Office. Police are investigating a death outside a hospital in Northwest Portland. Officers were called to Northwest 22nd in Kearney, where they found a woman dead. PPB will release her identity after learning the cause of death and notifying family. A man is sentenced to 9 years in prison for a crime spree he committed last year at the Washington Square Mall. A Washington County judge sentenced Jesus Flores to 109 months on charges including 2 counts of first-degree robbery and 2 counts of unlawful use of a weapon. He showed a large knife to shoplift from one store, and he threatened to kill a security guard who confronted him after stealing from a second store. Tigard police officers used non-lethal foam rounds to bring him into custody. Several wildfires are actively burning in the state of Washington. That includes a fire in Chelan, where people have been asked to evacuate. The largest is in Yakima, where nearly 10,000 acres have been burned so far. Our Seattle sister station looks into the mitigation efforts that are underway.
Everyone is still wanting to burn and clear from our winter.
A burn ban for unincorporated Pierce County
We did have a call yesterday,
is now in effect until further notice.
and they were burning some pretty large burn piles.
It's why fire officials like Ann Nesbitt are asking for vigilance and compliance.
And we're watching our neighbors. We know that there's an incident in Yakima, Chelan.
Yakima and Chelan are both in a drought, but so is much of western Washington.
Even on the west side of the state, don't underestimate the true threat.
That warning from Fire Captain Travis Beach of Kitsap County, where wildfire mitigation efforts are also underway.
We are certainly seeing a wildfire season that appears to be kicking off a little bit sooner than normal, which gives us caution.
Just days ago, Puget Sound energy leaders told Kitsap customers they may preemptively turn off their power during conditions including strong winds, very dry vegetation, and low humidity. This so that their power lines don't accidentally ignite a wildfire.
We have Lahaina in Hawaii.
Falling power lines was the likely cause of at least one of the fires on Maui last August, according to Hawaiian Electric.
People just don't want to live through a natural disaster like that. There's fear, and it's well-founded, but anything that we can do to protect our communities and ourselves is just really important.
Back in Oregon, it's a project more than 10 years in the making, and today it got one step closer to reality. In rural Oregon, east of Salem, the Idana Detroit Rural Fire District held a groundbreaking ceremony Saturday for a brand new fire station. A few years ago, this department was at risk of closing. In a social media post, they say they're beyond excited for all the great things to come with its eventual completion. Round 2 of Portland's Sunday Parkways kicked off earlier today. This one, located in Northeast Cully, closed off several streets to cars, allowing people to explore the open streets. And with that were groups eager to help people of all backgrounds and abilities get into bike riding. This adaptive bike clinic allowed people to try out different kinds of biking. While part of the focus is on people with disabilities, they also offer test riding for people seeking a different style of bike.
There are so many people stopping by the booth on the other side, asking questions, and people with a variety of different issues, and not even recognizing that there's a chance for them to be participating in cycling again.
Now, even if they're not here, you might have a family member that says, hey, did you know you could? And then they are able to get hooked up with us.
As part of the event, Adaptive Sports Northwest held a group bike ride. We have an alert for TriMet Max riders. The red line will see disruptions starting tomorrow. From Sunday to Friday after 7:30 in the evening, shuttle buses will replace red line trains. That'll be between the Gateway Transit Center and PDX. This is so TriMet can conduct tests on their new Type 6 Max trains. Trains will return every morning, with the red line returning to regular service on the 22nd. And a traffic alert starting tomorrow. There will be overnight closures on Highway 26 between Cornelius Pass Road and Brookwood Parkway. It's so crews can repair worn out pavement. Traffic will be detoured to Evergreen Parkway during the closures. The overnight closures are set to go through Thursday.